Hi, welcome to the 1 Liter Podcast. You will watch us drinking 1 liters of beer whilst talking about shies. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to the 1 Liter.
Ew, camera upgrade.
Yeah, and there's the lights. Yeah.
Lights, camera, action.
Hey, Composer. Ich bin bereit, man.
Ich bin so breit. Oh yeah, that's right. I was telling you about when you're saying, fuck, bin ich breit. So that's, when you're addressing your mate in German, sometimes you say Alter, which actually means like old guy or older.
Oh, so it's not gender fluid.
So Alter means like old male. Das ist ein Alter.
Like our old mate, or old boy, kind of like an owl.
But you would say like, das ist ein alter Mann. He is an old man.
Das ist ein alter Mann. Alter Mann.
Alter.
Alter Mann.
Yeah. So älter is like, älterer is like older, but alter is like old.
Älter, alter.
Alter.
So älter, alter?
Alter is what you would use as like a slang word.
Alter.
So you'd be like, fuck, ich bin breit, Alter. So that's how you would address your mate. You'd be like, shit.
Ich bin breit.
It's like
Alter.
saying, fuck, I'm high, man.
Yeah.
Ich
bin
breit, Alter.
Alter, yeah.
Or like you could say like,
Ich bin breit,
oh,
Alter.
fuck, Alter, ich bin so breit.
Have you said that to someone before?
Nah, man. I moved out of Germany when I was 9. If I was getting high at 9, I would be concerned.
No, but obviously if you spent time in Germany, have you and your brother ever gone somewhere and had a bit of the old?
Well, we've had like in Amsti, but
And you never sent it.
we
then?
don't. My brother and I don't speak German to each other. He was 2 when we moved here.
Yeah, but surely your brother can speak.
He could speak it.
Does he? Does he ever go like "Fick dich" or anything?
No,
like
so he obviously thinks in German. I think in German, but
that? He does.
Yeah. Like,
Hold on, dude. So when
oh,
you're-
sorry. Did I say German? No, we think in English.
I was gonna say
We both think in English. Yeah, sorry.
Nah.
Like most of my life is even in Australia now. Like 9.
Yeah, like you're a full little Aussie, but
Yeah.
like, dude, if I look at fucking speaking 2 languages as like a superpower, bro.
It's
Like-
actually wild.
It's crazy. You're activating different parts of your brain, bro.
Yeah.
Surely
I
channels.
after I did my big trip and went to a lot of Spanish speaking countries, I was like, "Oi, fuck being bilingual. I'll just be trilingual." And I started learning like Spanish on the Duolingo app.
Was it easier for you now? That
Oh, it just fizzled off. Like, I
Yeah.
was obviously not that invested. I was just like, oh, ¿dónde está mi gente?
One thing, I think the biggest thing, I think for me personally, and I've found this with other Australians, is it's not so much learning the language, it's feeling comfortable actually pronouncing it. Because like, I have no qualms being like, if someone gives me a Russian word, like, pajolsta. Pajolsta.
Trying to pronounce it properly.
Yeah, but you'd be like, pajolsta.
Yeah.
You put a bit of like, das shit gazovaždinja. Add a bit of, and I got
Does that mean anything, or do you just make
I
that?
got it off a video game. It means something.
Yeah, it must mean something.
But like German, you'd be like, das Auto.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like das Auto. You know?
Well, even that, you gotta every A you gotta say it as as if it was a UH. Das Auto.
Das Auto. Right. Das Auto. You see what I mean?
Das Auto.
So,
And even like the Volkswagen ad, it literally said it in a perfect German pronounced voice.
Auto.
Das Auto. And people are still like, oh, Das Auto. I'm like,
Yeah.
do you listen to it?
yeah.
It clearly says Das Auto, man. God damn it. Seriously?
Can you put this to rest? So obviously Aussies will call it Aldi. I'm going to go to Aldi. Nobody goes to Aldi for their full grocery shopping. You go to Woolies, Coles, or IGA. Obviously, Aldi's for like cheap fucking. I'm gonna have a barbie with some friends, cheap cuts or like a cheap dark chocolate, whatever. But I always, as soon as I saw it and as soon as I found out it was European, I thought it was like Aldi. But how do you pronounce it?
It's actually closer to what we say.
Aldi.
What everyone says. Yeah, Aldi.
Aldi.
Yeah.
And it's German, right?
Aldi. Yeah, it's German.
Aldi
There were
doesn't
two
mean
brothers.
Yep.
And then they had a fight or something, and then they became, no, I think it's their names. And then they became like Aldi Süd, Aldi South. And but
KFC isn't on the way yet.
okay, nice.
I haven't had KFC in like fucking 10 years. Bro. I do not like KFC.
We're gonna have to pause. We're gonna have to pause and consume some KFC so it doesn't get cold on us. Sorry guys, we'll have to cut.
I always found it to be super greasy and like fuck all meat on the bone.
Yeah.
So I've never been a big KFC person, but mate, I'm fucking I'm as the 1 liter crew say, I'm kriegt. I'm
breit.
Ich bin breit right now. I hate holding it left hand. I feel like I'm holding it weird.
Oh yeah, what are you doing that for?
Oh, because the mic's there. Look, this is a fucking writing.
Just you can. Oh no, you can't even. Can you pivot it towards me?
No,
if you just pushed it away?
No, this is fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
No, I mean like as you go to take a drink, you can go.
All right, yeah, but I mean, the more you do things that your body's not used to, especially your brain, you know, you're keeping it fresh. Use the left hand to write something, you know.
Writing's hard. I
don't do that. Yeah,
brushing my teeth with the left hand consciously for a while because after I read, read the Limitless. Have you heard of that book?
Yeah, with the Bradley Cooper.
Not the movie. I mean, there's a book called Limitless, and he actually references. Yeah, Bradley Cooper wrote this book.
That's famous. A lot of people have recommended that book to me, but I've been like,
you need to.
No, I am the master of my own destiny. I don't need any guidance from some fucking.
You don't listen to any self-help, do you?
No, I don't.
You should,
dude. My
at least Limitless. It's different.
I will. Yeah, I read bits of what's the bloke we're talking about? The Seals last podcast.
Oh yeah, David Goggins.
I read a bit of David Goggins, and it was kind of like, look, it's motivational, but the closest thing I'll come to is maybe like a fuck, my brain.
Closest to motivation. Yeah.
What's Peterson's first name again?
The one that's on Joe Rogan a lot.
Yeah.
He's Jordan
Peterson. I forgot his fucking name, dude. I love him.
Yeah.
It's not so much that I find wisdom in what he says. It's more of like I agree with it. It's kind of like it's nice to share an opinion with someone with this current age. You know, like there's a lot of things going on, and I'm not saying I'm opposed to everything, but it's just like it's nice to just have someone remind me almost of like what exactly is going on and what I am and what I should be feeling.
Yeah.
And what a male in our day and age should be doing.
Yeah.
You know, we need to be reliable. We need to be dependable. We need to be hardworking. We need to be focused. We need to be emotionally intelligent, physically able. We need to be a good mate for any woman who wants. Because at the end of the day, that's the thing. Like a lot of men are just like turning inwards. You know, they feel inadequate, and it's just like it's not impossible to attract a woman. You just have to be. A woman's not just going to settle for you. You know, like you need to be physically appealing. You need to have the qualities that she desires, not just materialism, but obviously like serious fucking biological and evolutionary factors need to be ticked, right?
Yeah. So he talks a lot about like what's expected, right? Because he has a lot of very interesting, I don't even want to call them his opinions because I want to say he really uncovers some like truths, like truth bombs people with this whole, everyone that's running this whole equal rights movement with women. And there is obviously a lot of things that have needed to change because there was a lot of things that even 50 to 100 years ago that women couldn't do. But he has this very opposing argument against all the feminism and why things are viewed a certain ways. I love the guy's videos like that because I'm like, he just explains it to you with fact. Like he backs it up with just facts and
I'm a clinical
statistics.
psychologist.
That's it.
Yeah. No, and that's all well and good. And then like opposing to that, you've got Joe Rogan, which is like a lot of like weird transcendental hippie kind of like psychological stuff that you want to know about as well. Joe kind of covers a lot of that as well. So it's like, you know, and those two have been great. Like obviously Jordan's been on Joe's podcast a lot, which has been cool, but it's just nice to have clinical, almost sterile backed up information. And then like, it's like left brain, right brain.
Yeah.
You've got both colors.
Exactly.
And it's cool, man. Like I love it.
I just wanted to look up old mate's name because I do want you to listen to Limitless because you're only a fiction guy, or read Limitless even. You're mainly a fiction guy for reading books.
I mean, yeah, so the only fact I read is history or philosophy.
Yeah.
Fiction, I'm all about sci-fi.
Yeah.
Just because the thing I like about sci-fi a lot is people's imaginations, how they can interpret the future, especially through their imagination. That's the biggest thing for me because I love imagination, dude. I've got a wild imagination,
and when you read books, that it puts it to work, right?
Oh, totally.
Because you're, this was in fact in a non-fiction book talking about fiction books and how they actually help your brain develop empathy with others and stuff like that, because you're reading and you're imagining their reactions and the scene and everything is in your imagination.
You've seen what's happened to them from a POV perspective leading up to it. So
it's very powerful.
It's not uncommon. It doesn't feel strange for you to be like, oh, okay, they're angry now. Fair enough. You'd be like, no, I know why they're fucking angry because they've had to deal with this. Yeah.
Because you know their inside thoughts because it's all written down for you.
Yeah. That's great. And it's true. Like we spoke about in some podcasts a while ago, it wasn't until like maybe 4 years ago I was able to cry for the first time since I was young. And again, it wasn't a tough guy thing. It was just like I almost grew out of the ability to need to cry. And that's very unhealthy, totally unhealthy.
Yeah.
People, males especially, we need to cry as well, you know?
Yeah.
But I found since I've started to release a bit, these channels almost, there's moments, because I've been reading this sci-fi series, there's like an underlying belief system in this kind of like human progression thing, you know? Forget about race, religion, you know, sexuality, anything. It's all about human like perseverance and humans trying to survive basically in this hostile universe. And this singular belief in human beings, like down to from the superhuman to this measly little soldier, there's a singular belief. And like sometimes I'll read a new novel or something, and I'll get through to like, they'll discuss it every now and then in each chapter, and then I'll get to like maybe like chapter 21 or something, and I'll read this one part and I'll just be like almost like,
yeah,
like, do you know when you're about to cry, you're like, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? What? And then you read it again, you're like oh fuck, this is and it's almost like as a man, I find when I sometimes when I cry, it's almost out of joy.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, this is so fucking good, and then holy shit, I'm crying, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's nice. Like, again, I feel like personally as a male, and something I'm working on for myself is like, and tell me if it's yours the same, but I find that it takes something strong and very meaningful for me to feel like I need to cry.
Yeah.
Because I saw an interview of Tom Holland recently, and he's like, he's probably so used to crying and feeling emotion because he's played some really emotional roles that he says he cries at anything now. It was a recent interview. So, and I feel that too. Like, I feel like the more I get in touch with myself, the more I can find things that I find I cry over.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's great, man.
Dude, I get tears rolling at like those oh wow, well, you're smashing me with the beer. Goodness, I got to catch up. I get tears watching like the Faith in Humanity video compilations, like
That's great.
like people saving animals and stuff, and I'll just be like, oh my god, it's so beautiful.
I haven't reached that level yet.
Oh, I can do that. And movies, if
Yeah.
it's like a real thing in movies, and it'll be deep stuff. For instance, we mentioned this as well before, but for instance, Brothers, when they're that really serious scene, like even though it's intense, edge of your seat, like oh my god, you're like palms sweating, but it just brings like tears, like
For real?
yeah, it's like oh my
Wow.
god, oh god, so much pressure and like stress and.
Do you think maybe because you've got a really good relationship with your brother, you kind of like imagine if you were Gyllenhaal and your brother was Toby?
That and I've had like some personal experience with a friend committing suicide. So it's like,
dude, sorry, man.
so like when that scene happens, you're just like and everything's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's really like
Yeah. So yeah. So that's one for you. A big one. So I've got two films that I know will make me cry every time. The first one, Danke Herr Kabel. The first one for me is he is about 3 minutes away.
oh,
we got this.
we're gonna be splitting in 3 minutes
So
to eat some chicken.
oh, I can't wait for a bucket, just a bucket like a primate. So 2 films that always make me cry. First one is and this is an easy one, A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger. Did you ever see this one?
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's a great film, man. It's almost like a rom-com mixed with like a historical comedy. Great film. But when he was younger, his father had to give him away because he couldn't help him. Like he had no
This
mother.
is in the movie, in the
It's like
storyline.
medieval times. So he's like his father was like, I can't take care of my son, so I'm going to give him to like a local like fisherman or something like that. So he had to get rid of he had to like give his son over to a man. And so Heath Ledger grew up, and then Heath Ledger and his 2 friends are like squires to like a knight. But it's not so much like going on crusade nights. It's more of like a person who came from noble blood, and then they compete in challenges like jousting, jousting and shit. And so this knight dies, and then Heath Ledger and the 2 friends are like, fuck, what are we going to do? We're out of money. So they're like, Heath, you pretend to be this knight, Sir Liechtenstein.
Oh.
That's his name. And then like, well, you know, you've always been like, you know how they perform, you know, we've always been his squires. We've made sure his horse is fed. We've, you know, shaved his beard for him. We've always prepared his armor. So you know what the comes and goings are. You do it. So like Heath Ledger pretends to be this like guy, and he becomes like a really good jouster and stuff. And then on the end, he's like,
Is this spoilers?
yeah, basically,
time, yeah.
he practically becomes like a knight.
Yeah.
And like he's like goes to England or France or somewhere, and he's competing in this like final tournament against this guy who's like a dickhead, and he's trying to win the favor of this beautiful maiden. And he finds out, dude, he finds
Tell
out.
me, give it to me.
He finds out that his dad is in this town, and he finds where his dad lives, and he goes and finds his dad, and his dad's blind, and he makes nets for a living, and he's in this cottage, this like 2nd-story cottage, and he's like, I'll have your stuff done in a week, like I said. And he's like, no, it's my name is blah blah blah. And he's like, you're that knight. I hear them screaming your name from the stadium nearby. And he's like, yes. And he's like, I have word of your son. And it's just, oh, bro. He's like,
Oh,
why, William? What do you know? And he's like, is he
And
healthy?
it's him.
Is he
Oh.
healthy? Is he good? Da-da-da. And he's like, yes, he is healthy and he's good. He's like, it's me. And he's like, my boy. And like, I'll show you later,
God.
dude. Like, I'm seeing your eyes
Waterworks.
aglow, dude.
Waterworks.
It's fucking. And he's like, like a famous saying between his dad and him was like, a man can always change his stars, change the way that the stars are like permanent, but
Yeah.
a man can change his destiny. And so he's like, he changed his stars, father, and then the dad like loses it. So every time I watch that, it's like, oh, deep. And another one
what's
I
the
found.
second one?
The second
Quickly
one,
before he rings the doorbell.
Lincoln. There's the story about Spielberg did Lincoln, President Abraham Lincoln,
yeah.
with Daniel Day-Lewis. And there's a scene because they're trying to get the bill passed. So it's like African American people are free of slavery and stuff. And I can't remember I can't remember what it's called, what kind of amendment the US used. It's horrible of me. But at the end, when they're about to pass the bill, all these African American people enter the it's like the House of the Senate, and this guy's like, welcome. He's like, oh my God, thank you for coming, welcome. and all these African American people, like men and women, are like, oh, and they're like taking their seats so they can sit down and witness this like historical event. And every time he welcomes them in, I just like bawl my eyes out, dude. It's just
beautiful.
Like, it's great. Like I just am so fucking happy. It's just like, ugh. So yeah,
that's such a huge success, exactly, and it just brings up like this. You've just overcome so much to achieve this. Yeah, I love that.
I'll definitely have to show you that scene from A Knight's Tale, bro. Like when we turn this back on, we're gonna be like, oh, he's here. We'll be crying eating chicken.
Yeah, we're crying when we come back. Is he here? Yeah. Okay. Yep. So we'll cut it here. We're gonna smash some chicken.
And we will
BRB.
We're back, everybody.
We're back in.
As you can see, we have the same amounts of beer. We kept them frosty cold and
frosty fridgy.
The Kyo.
Beautiful.
German beer.
I did want to touch on.
It's just so good.
Oh, what's this? Hello.
Prost.
I did want to touch on the book again, Limitless, before we move on to the next topic. Limitless, you got to watch. So the author was this kid that when he was 6, climbed this tree, fell out of a tree, like badly concussed and stuff. And the doctor said, oh, he might have some damage to his brain, blah, blah. And when he grew up and went through school, he was always the kid with the broken brain.
True.
And basically...
Did he actually have learning disability?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, true.
100%. So he was very slow at everything. But then he consciously decided, no, this is fucked. Surely I can rehabilitate my brain. And he just looked into how to improve things on his brain, and he just became this fucking...
Cognitive function.
Yeah, he just became
was he doing things like learning how to read and write with your left hand, taking a different way home every day so your brain was constantly exercised, and just like word puzzles and complex things like that?
Yeah, and more to it, like not just word puzzles, but yeah, like he's the one that suggests brushing your teeth with your left hand to get that sort of brain function happening. But he's a guy that will do like live conferences, so like live events.
Self-help kind of.
Yeah, like motivational or like what you
speaking?
can do to, not so much, but more teaching people how to improve certain things.
More constructive than just anecdotal phrases. Yeah.
So becoming like a speed reader, for instance, is a whole section of his book, how to practice reading quick. And he basically says, this is why I wanted to link it to what we were talking about. He basically says when you read a book, when you become a speed reader that can actually retain, so not someone that skims, but an actual speed reader.
Retain what you're reading, yeah.
You can flow through sentences, like your eyes just go bang, bang, bang. And he's like, it should be like you're seeing it as a movie. Like you're reading it so quick and all the descriptive words are just going so that your subconscious brain just creates this image of what you're reading. So that's a really cool section. But I want to tell you what he does because I need to impress you so that you get this book. He does these live events, and then he says to the audience, all right, I'm going to pick you, all the front row, like 30 people. Every one of you give me a 2-digit number. So like 53, 28. And he's like, yep. And then he recites them once they're all done. And then he recites them backwards.
Whoa.
So each number backwards. And then at the end of the event, because he's gone through at the start, and they're not huge, but they're smaller, I think maybe 100 people or something. At the end of the event, he'll say goodbye to everyone by name because he just learned them at the start of the event.
Wow.
So he just has all these methods of linking of how to memorize things and how to activate your brain for going, oh, I can remember this, or like the elements on
the periodic table.
On the periodic table,
wow.
He gives you like he makes it really cool in the book because he tells you like, now imagine this short story. I'll give you a short story. Imagine this short story. Blah 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 blah. And it's a really weird short story, but it links all these weird things happening, and you're like, oh, I can vividly picture it. And he's like, everything I just told you is a way to easily remember the first 10 or 6 or something of the periodic table. So this and this, and he says something about a battery comes in on a surfboard or something, and you're like, oh, that's really weird and vivid.
BACO?
Yeah. So it's just to remember the periodic table.
Wow. Dude,
it's really good.
I know there's a running, it's like a joke, like people joke about it, but obviously everyone's like realistically, people are totally in awe of it and respect. But Tom Cruise is notorious for being able to remember everyone's name. Makeup artists, lighting people, like anyone, like if you look it up on YouTube at any point in time, like Tom Cruise will come up and be like, boom, 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 remember everyone's name, and then like 3 weeks or maybe like a year later, if he does Graham Norton's once and he does Graham Norton's at the end of the year, he'll be like, hi Josie, hi Carl, you know, like he just remembers. And like,
what a fucking champ.
And like people, like it's like personable, like they're like, my God, he remembered my name, like, and that's brilliant. Like,
you get so much respect because people are like,
do you
what?
remember, dude?
You've stored me in your memory, and I'm just the guy that does your makeup before you jump on. Yeah.
And like, I'm notorious for it, and I'm sure 100% of the, I'd say 99.9% of the human population, whenever I meet someone and I shake their hand, I'm focused on the handshake, the squeeze. I'm focused on what their contours of their face look like. Forget their name.
Yeah. Instantly.
But I remember seeing a movie, I think it was Remember the Marshalls or something.
3 times? Is it? Or no, go with your story.
It was a Matthew McConaughey, like it was a film about NFL players, like the top tier NFL team in this high school or college.
Oh yeah, sorry, not the movie, but I mean the theory, the strategy, is it, or for remembering names, or what is it?
So Matthew McConaughey's strategy in this film, because he played an actual person in this gridiron film, was that you say the person's name and you shake their hand and you so it's like this, it's like Phil the pill,
Joel.
Phil the pill, Joel the mole.
Oh, and you actually say it.
A rhyming word to go with it, and then you remember it.
So, I mean, you're probably supposed to do that in your head so people don't...
Well, he says it out loud.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey says it out loud in the film.
Because it might offend some people, but that's a great way to do it. They say to always pick out a physical feature that you can make either a rhyming word with their name or it relates to their name or something.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I might start doing that from now on. Like Carl, the blonde haired. You know, like something weird. Like he's like, okay,
yeah. But you got to find something that you can instantly link when you're there.
Yeah.
But the other thing was when you're greeting them, apparently 3 times is the key. Say their names 3 times in your greeting.
You shake the arm as well.
Yeah, so
Phil,
like,
Phil.
Hey mate, how you going? Oh, Phil. Oh, Joel. Nice to meet you, Joel.
Yeah, yeah.
So Joel, what did you think of the party last night? That's 3. Yeah. Joel. Oh, nice to meet you, Joel.
Yeah.
What do you think of the party, Joel?
Yeah.
And then you got to stop, because then it's like, then you're using it too many times, and that can be like people are like, oh, that's being weird now.
I feel like I remember my own name better now that you've just done that example. Like, holy fuck, dude, say your own name 5 times at whatever pace you want.
Like my full name?
No, just your first full name, like not
Philip. Yeah, Philip. It's weird, man.
It's weird to say your own name.
I hate saying it to people, but you like hearing it.
Yeah, Joel. Dude, that's a psychological thing as well. People like to hear their own name.
Yeah, it's their favorite sound in the world. That's what you first learn.
Philip. Yeah.
Joel.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that's a good sound.
True. Do you think people know their own names before they say mum or dad? Mama, dada.
Probably, 100%. Because you're like...
Phil, and you're like, huh?
Even with dogs, I noticed when we got our puppy... You would say the name all the time, trying to get their attention. So that's a sound they're constantly hearing. And the same with when you're a baby. It's a sound you're constantly hearing. Oh, Joel, you're so cute, Joel. Hey, Joel, look this way, Joel. And you're like, what is this Joel word? Like, yeah.
It's associated with me. I'm going to pay attention to it. Yeah,
this is my word, obviously. They keep saying it when they're looking at me. They look at other people, they say a different word. Yeah.
It's almost like an ego thing when you find out another person has your name. You're like, fuck you, I look better with that name on, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you. Yeah.
When I meet people with the same name now, I'm like, oh, fuck, great name, mate.
Yeah.
Great name, Phil. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, nice one, Phil.
I always, when I was in the NT, a guy came in when I was working at the post office. He used to have the same name. And like, I remember like he'd be at another counter and one of my other staff members would be serving him. And I'd hear the name Joel, I'd be like, yes, a strong name, my friend. And everyone would laugh. Yeah. But dude,
that's great.
A funny thing on memorization and actually speed reading, my father, he's like, just smashes books, dude.
Really?
Like he'll read like a 300-page book in 2 days. Like if it's like a Saturday and he's got no lawn mowing or anything to do, he'll sit in the sun, his giant fucking beer gut, and just finish like a 400-page book.
Jesus.
He'll probably have like
So he's a
50 pages left. Yeah, and what he said was, when I asked him one day, how do you read books so fast? He said, what are they, the, and, is, what do you call those again?
Consonants.
Consonants, yeah. He eliminates them.
Yeah.
So when you read a book, it'd be like, Phil ran down the hallway and went into the dark room. Phil run, hallway, dark room.
Yeah.
Okay. Puffing, exhausted, stopped, breather. So you realize, okay, he was running. Phil ran into the hallway, stopped. And like at first I was like, yeah, that's all well and good, but that's kind of lame. But like, I don't know, maybe I'll try it one day. Maybe I'll do a challenge. Maybe I'll read a book. Maybe I'll get a book and I'll read it. And I'll tell you how it goes.
It's probably also the way he explained it. Like his brain probably, because the way Jim Qwik teaches it is
Jim Qwik's the author of
the
Limitless.
guy's name Kwik though, as Qwik.
Kwik, yeah.
is
Because
his
you never
last name.
mentioned his name.
Yeah, it's
I should have asked.
Jim Qwik is who writes this Limitless book. So he teaches it as in, you know, most words you'll glance at and you'll know what the word is. So you, instead of reading each word, you group them. So you're reading 3 words at a time, which basically means you are just combining the, a, is, you're just combining that into the bigger words. And then sometimes you'll have one bigger word, which will take you like that half a second longer to go, yep, that's the word. Bang, 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 in sections. And he literally gives you exercises to read whilst skimming your finger. That's how he says you start speed reading. You follow your finger and you just run them across each line. So it forces your eyes to keep moving. So then they go, yep, I've got to register it. It's registered. Boom. Next word, next word, next word. Whereas if you just let them do it by itself, they can just get stuck on a word and be like, oh, that word is spelled funny, isn't it? Next word. And it just cuts off all the flow of it in your own brain.
I'll have to experiment and try this for sure.
Use your finger for the first thing. And then he says, like, time yourself and do one paragraph. Then do that same paragraph again, but consciously try and move your finger faster to force your eyes to go faster. And he makes you read the same paragraph 3 or 4 times, which like, yeah, but I've just read it, so I know what it says. But he's like, that's the practice of it. You know what it says, so your brain can start associating, going, well, I can bunch these 3 words together because I know what it's about to be said. So you're boom, 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 and I'll take in that same sentence again. And then you do a new one, and you find as soon as you do a fresh one, you can time yourself again, and your reading speed's dramatically picked up because you've just done that chapter 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that's nuts, for real.
And he says like you're supposed to be able to retain everything, if not retain better, because it's flowing.
Yeah. True.
Because people think of speed readers and they go, yeah, but you're only retaining half the book. You're not going to be able to recite. If I make you read 1 page, you're not going to be able to tell me what went on in that 1 page. But you're supposed to be able to do that even better if you do it properly.
That was funny because when I'd read the same book as my old man and we discuss the story afterwards, he wouldn't be able to remember names as effectively or locations or the name of like this or that, but he would be able to know, he'd know the story verbatim, you know?
Yeah.
He'd know the story, but he just wouldn't know the details.
The detail.
Yeah. And I'd be like, you mean blah, blah, blah. He'd be like, yeah, you know?
Yeah. See, that could be a loss of the way he speed reads. Or he could just have a different sort of retention brain. Like me, for instance, I'm terrible with remembering small details. If I watch a film that has a lot of different characters with obscure names, I will struggle. I will struggle, especially if they look similar as well, like mainly old time films as well, where every male was just dark hair with a suit on. And I'm like, who's this guy? Is that Alfred? I don't know. Is that Alfred or is that Maximus? I don't know. Like completely different names, but I just struggled to even.
Anita, have any of you served in the army? I served you with Gundabara. Good, then you can help me. Whatever comes out of these gates, we will stay alive if we work together. Gladiator, bruh.
Yeah, Gladiator. Okay.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Lord of the Phoenix, General of the Phoenix Legions. Whoa. You've never seen Gladiator starring Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix.
I'm in trouble. No.
Dude, my favorite I have actors that I prefer over Joaquin Phoenix. Like Joaquin Phoenix is in my top 10 as performance-wise. But my favorite performance on screen in all of on-screen history is Joaquin Phoenix as the Emperor, Emperor Commodus in Gladiator. Dude, he should have won Best Supporting Actor in that. You've got Russell Crowe, who did win an Oscar for that. Dude, Maximus.
I need to watch it. I've always wanted to watch it.
Maximus.
Is it still on Netflix? Because I think it was, and I put it in my list. But
They
it
call
might have...
to you the general who became a slave,
Maximus.
the slave who became a gladiator, the gladiator who defied an emperor.
I've never seen it.
A
So
fitting story.
all I'm thinking of is helmets and
So
dust and dirt, and all I'm thinking is Hector.
no, dude, Troy was a dope film, but Troy's got nothing on Gladiator, dude.
Really?
It's probably like
huge.
It's legit. Probably like, so my favorite film is Saving Private Ryan, and then the second favorite film is definitely Fifth Element. My third favorite film is probably Gladiator, dude. Let me paint.
And your number 2 and number 3, I haven't even seen.
You've never seen Luc Besson's Fifth Element?
Nope.
I hate you, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, all right, hold on.
Have you tried playing that framed game? I sent you that movie guessing game. You tried that first
Dude,
one when I sent it to you.
If we have a movie trivia, if I go out with you and Anna and we have movie trivia, I got you.
Yeah.
Dude, I
You need to play this game,
1920s
dude,
films, dude.
and then send me your results because
the one you sent with that.
yeah,
What
but
was
it shows
that
you different
answer?
frames.
What was the answer to that?
I can't remember. It's
Was it
every
Blue
day.
Streak?
It's like Wordle. It's
Yeah.
spin on Wordle, and you
Right.
get 6 different frames for the movie.
Mm.
But the last 5 I haven't even seen. I'm like, where's all the common movies? Like,
Yeah.
show me some common movies.
Oh, give me old films. I love them. Casablanca.
Do today's.
I will,
Do it
but-
now on the potty,
Hold on. Let me paint the gladiator for you.
please.
Russell Crowe's name is Maximus Decius Meridius. Now, he's obviously Italian, but I think he grew up. His character obviously grew up in Spain, but he was obviously from Italian descent, so they call him Spaniard because obviously Rome, you know, any country they'd conquer, they'd employ soldiers into the legions or people from other countries. That's how Rome survived so well. Towards the end, they stretched themselves out so far that they couldn't keep hold of their provinces and all the way in fucking whatever. Hadrian's Wall is a perfect example. But so Russell Crowe is a general of one of the emperor's legions. Now, there's an actual emperor in real history named Commodus, and he is notorious for actually fighting in the gladiatorial pits. He never died in the pits. Yeah, he'd fight for show. Like, he was a great fighter. Apparently, he'd fight
So he'd pick
gladiators.
the weakest gladiator.
Who
and
knows?
just-
He could have.
Could have. Most likely.
He fought in like over 50 fights though. So who knows?
Oh.
Yeah, he was like a crazy emperor.
So
he went hard.
Yeah, not afraid.
Yeah. So this film is obviously has some historical characters, but it's not based off real history. So in this film, do you know the Harry Potter films? Do you remember the original?
Of course.
Do you remember the original Dumbledore, and then they replaced him because the original?
That's my biggest
Yeah.
hate about the Harry
The
Potter
newer
films.
guy?
The newer
Yeah.
Dumbledore.
Yeah. So the older
Can't
Dumbledore.
stand him.
That original actor who had the voice. I can't remember his name. He's Peter O'Toole's.
That's how you read him.
Yeah.
Old mate didn't. What's old mate's
Harry-
name? I don't even want to mention it. Fuck him.
You've got the original Harry Potter, and then you've got Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Yeah. Silence. Yeah.
How did you put your name in the Goblet of
Did you
Fire?
put your name in the Goblet of Fire? No, sir.
Dumbledore said calmly and clearly, says in the book.
In the original book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like sprints at her.
And he's like choking him. He's like,
Real quick. Have you done Pottermore yet?
no.
So there's a website called Pottermore, and you actually do a quiz and you find out which house you are.
Nice.
Bruh, Slytherin all day, baby.
Yeah, you would be.
I'd prefer to be Slytherin.
You would be.
Cunning over fucking. I mean, let's be honest. Like, I did the test. It was like if you're walking down the street and you down the alleyway, you heard a woman being attacked. What would you do? And I was like, instantly pull out one to go and defend a woman who's being attacked. So a lot of my answers were Gryffindor based, but I think I was just too wait and see how other people fail. And
Yes.
very
Yeah.
conniving, you know. Ooh. So the original Harry Potter Godric.
Can I just say, I'd
Dumbledore?
probably be Gryffindor, like a boring motherfucker.
Yeah, are you probably Hufflepuff, bro?
Nah. do you think? Nah. Hufflepuff's
We'll do
like
Pottermore
plants
after
and
this.
shit.
We'll
Yeah.
do Pottermore.
We'll do it after this.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll tell you next time if we remember.
If we remember. So the original Dumbledore plays the Emperor. He's on a campaign in Germania. They're fighting Germans. They win against these tribes. Russell Crowe's his top tier general. And then at the end of the last battle, the Emperor's son, Joaquin Phoenix, Commodus, arrives and goes, "Did I miss the battle, father?" And he's very like silver spoon kid. Good warrior, good fighter. It shows him fighting a couple of times, but he's very much like, it's just him and his sister, and he's like in love with his sister, like incest and love. But she's like, this is not right. Fuck off. But she knows he's going to be the emperor one day, and like, I can't. He's a bit.
Yeah.
The emperor talks to Joaquin Phoenix's character and says, "Look, I'm old. I'm not going to be the emperor forever. I want you to be the emperor one day, but for now, I don't think you're ready. So my top tier general, Maximus Decimus Meridius, Russell Crowe, is going to be in charge." And Joaquin Phoenix's character, Commodus, just can't handle it.
Goes.
Kills the dad.
Oh, God.
Kills dad.
Which
and
is
then-
the original Dumbledore.
Yeah, and
So
then
sad.
says, "I'm going to take over," and then gets Russell Crowe to come into the tent, and all the generals are there, and he's like, "Yeah," all the leaders. He's like, "My father died in his sleep." He said, even though old mate Commodus is like, "I want you to be fucking."
Finish him. Sorry, I thought I'd just quickly jump ahead with the beer and
You're right.
finish it.
Commodus. So basically, Joaquin Phoenix is like, "Do I have your support, Russell?" And Russell's just like, "No, I have a feeling you killed your father." Kind of like he didn't say it, but he had a feeling. He's like, he gave me a letter saying that I'm going to be the leader, or whatever kind of thing. That's right. He told Russell Crowe that I want you to be the leader, kind of thing. And then he leaves, and then like that night, Joaquin kills him. So Russell's like, Russell knows he killed his father.
And Joaquin's older? Is that why he then...
Joaquin. No. So
immediate-
Russell Crowe's like in his probably like 30 something, and Joaquin's supposed to be quite young
But
So
why
what-
does Joaquin become the emperor?
because he's the son of the emperor.
Oh,
Lineage.
And
Yeah,
Russell
yeah.
Crowe isn't his son. It's...
No, Russell Crowe's like practically
Oh,
his
that's
son
right.
because
It's
he's
his...
his favorite general. He's practically like a father
Yeah.
figure to him, kind of thing. Yeah. So Russell Crowe's like, "Fuck you," walks out, and Joaquin Phoenix is like, "I want him dead."
Oh, big.
Because if you're a general of a bunch of legions, and he stood in front of a crowd and said, the emperor's son killed the emperor, follow me instead.
People would believe him.
Yeah. So a bunch of dudes arrest Russell, take him away. Russell Crowe's got a wife and a kid in a beautiful villa somewhere back in Spain, I think. They take Russell away and they're going to execute him. But because it's like Germany, it's like frosty and cold. It's like snowflakes falling. Russell Crowe's like waiting to be killed, and they're behind him. And then like he elbows one dude, punches another guy. Another dude tries to pull his sword out of the scabbard, and Russell's like, "You should know, in the frost, the sword can't come out." Kind of thing. Like,
Nice.
"You should know that the sword when it's cold, it gets stuck in the scabbard." Kills that guy, escapes, finds out that they're going to go and attack his family. So he rides basically from Germany to Spain, like something crazy, just like tries to get there really quickly. When he finally gets there, like Joaquin Phoenix had ordered his family to be killed and his villa burned. So he gets there and his wife and kids hanging, and they're just like flakes. They're just burnt bodies. And he's like exhausted from riding for days, just crying, like kissing their burnt, discarded, decrepit feet. Passes out from exhaustion. He's got a cut in his arm, so he's like infected, so he's like sick. When he wakes up, he's on a cart, and this like African slave, there's like slaves on all these carts, like walking, and like some of them are in the cart. He wakes up, he's like half delirious. Some slavers found him, captured him. This African Namibian guy, he's like putting maggots in his arm.
Oh, God.
And he's like, "What?" And
that
he's
a
like,
thing?
"No, don't touch it. They will clean it," because maggots will obviously clean the wound,
They'll eat all the bacteria.
all the bacteria. So like he's like, ugh. So basically he wakes up and he's sold to like a slave owner, and then he becomes a gladiator, a general, a famous general. great warrior becomes the thingo.
Okay, I was wondering
Yeah.
how that storyline happens, but
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to watch Gladiator now.
Yeah.
That was very...
Joaquin Phoenix becomes the emperor. He's embroiled in that. Eventually, after, he's out in this remote area fighting in a pits, then he gets eventually Joaquin Phoenix is like, how do I make the people love me more? I'll present them games. I'll give them something they'll love. So he puts on the gladiatorial games.
Oh, and then he becomes part of it.
All the people who have gladiators who actually
Yep.
own slaves come and they compete and they get paid tithes. If your gladiators win this fight, they win. So obviously, yeah. And then
I gotta watch this now.
Russell Crowe kills it.
Yeah.
He leads
Don't-
these
don't-
men.
Don't spoil it.
Yep,
'cause-
kills it. And then Joaquin finds out he's alive. And it
Yeah,
goes
of
from there. Yeah.
course. Nice.
Fifth Element,
I've
far too hard to explain.
Yeah.
Super
So
sci-fi.
pull up Framed. Framed is the game. So just pull up Framed
On YouTube?
No. Google Framed game or Framed Wordle or something because it'll come up. But you just gotta. It gives you
Frame daily movie guessing game.
yes daily. You got to do this, man. So
this film here, is that the first one?
Oh shoot! What's the time? I haven't seen that one.
It's just a bunch of sheep.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold on. Don't tell me if you know what it is because
I don't, dude. I don't know what this is. I don't. Let me refresh. It's only the same thing, eh?
No. They give you 6 different frames. So if you click submit, like submit a blank guess, it'll give you the next frame, so you can try and guess again.
Oh, it's a Charlie Chaplin film.
Oh, actually, yeah, I do remember this now. Yep. He knows it.
It's
Don't go next.
no. It's called what's it called? Little
What frame are you on? Second or
sixth frame. Charlie
sixth?
Chaplin.
Last one.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's Tramp. The Tramp. I think it's called The Tramp. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go The Tramp.
Submit.
The Tramp. The answer was Modern Times.
Shice! But you were on 6th frame too. Like sometimes
I chose to look at all angles.
yeah.
I chose that.
But in the least amount of frames you can guess it, the better you do.
Yeah.
So if you guess it on the first frame, you'll get the green one first and then 5 black ones. Otherwise, it's like wrong, and you got it on the last guess. So if you share your answer, it shows how many guesses it took.
Okay. That's not like the only Charlie Chaplin film I know. That and The Dictator, yeah.
Yeah, because my family have like our family chat on Facebook Messenger, and then we have the Wordle chat, the Wordle fam chat, where we post our Wordle results every single day. And then now that we've been introduced to Framed as well, so now it's Wordle, Framed, sometimes Quordle, which is Wordle where you got to guess 4 words at the same time. It's wild.
Can you imagine being immortal? Like, you can breathe in any atmosphere, underwater, in space. You can stand in fire or lava and not be harmed. Like, you're just like a next level being, right? And so cold doesn't kill you. You get launched into space. Like, I'm talking like you you get launched into space. You're just like flying through space. You can breathe in atmosphere. Little stones that we were talking about moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. They just bounce off you. They don't penetrate your flesh. What do you do, man? Like, you're just floating through space for like hundreds of years. Like
Imagine trying to
you can, like,
find.
fall asleep, wake up, and you're like landed on a planet. You like skin's not burnt or anything. You like smash the ground, impact. Your bones don't snap. You just like boom, get up, dust it off. Oh fuck, I'm on a new planet. I have to wait for this planet to practically be destroyed until I can
Goodness.
till I can fly off
That
into
would
space
suck.
again. It would suck, dude.
So, imagine flying through space trying to find life form. In general, I think last time we pulled up that realistic depiction of space, didn't we? The distance of space.
Oh yeah, that was horrifying.
Where it shows you the tiny little dot and then you just scroll for ages and it's just blackness and nothingness for so long until you hit the next tiny little speck of a planet. It's ridiculous.
Fuck.
There's so much space in space.
Fuck that.
Like that. Oh, those little
Fuck
space rocks
Yeah.
that you were talking about. So that's a real thing when when you get spacecrafts in orbit and stuff, because when they re-enter, they don't know whether or not they've been pierced by one. So that's the whole risk of re-entering the atmosphere. Because when you re-enter, if there's tiny microscopic holes, all that heat can start cracking shit and wrecking you, ruining your life.
That,
literally.
Bro. That's horrifying.
So that's the risk of re-entering, which is why it's so...
That's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, which is why it's so strange that the people went to the moon 3 months in space with all this debris flying
and
around.
No injuries,
and nothing. Crazy.
Only the insane have strength enough to prosper.
What's that from?
Only those who prosper can truly judge what is insane.
Hey!
This sci-fi series I read that I was telling you about, dude.
Clever.
These quotes are fucking mental, man. Like us, the overeager hand snatches for air, where the considered one holds on to substance. Is a bit of Latin. Bit of Latin. Exitus acta probat. The outcome justifies the deed. Dude, and then we got the common man is like a worm in the gut of a corpse, trapped inside a prison of cold flesh, helpless and uncaring, unaware even of the inevitability of its own doom.
Ooh.
And this is
some deep shit.
This is one of my favorite ones. Ready? And this is, as depressing as this sounds, this is quite true. Because if you think about someone like Hitler or Mussolini or Mao, this is true. This is like a nice guy's finished last quote. If a man or a woman dedicates their life to good deeds and the welfare of others, they will die unthanked and unremembered. If that person exercises their genius, bringing misery and death to billions, their name will echo through the millennia for 100 lifetimes. Infamy is always more preferable to ignominy. It's true, right?
Yeah, and it sucks.
If you're a cunt, you'll be remembered more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why that is? Because us humans as a species, we're just drawn to negativity and disaster, and we just want to see more.
We revel in chaos.
Oh, it excites us.
Yeah.
And this is why a lot of, and they don't do it on purpose, but a lot of social media's algorithms fuck our shit up even more, because if you
It's all bad. It's all bad.
Because the algorithm is just programmed to go, you're spending more time on this, let's feed you more of that. So it's just programmed to go, you are attracted to these kind of videos, let's feed you more of these kind of videos. And it learns your pattern. And because we're more invigorated by things that make us angry,
Death,
we spend
decay,
more
destruction,
time on
violence,
them.
yeah.
Or conspiracies for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on YouTube and you see something that riles you up about the government or about what's happening in the world.
We love the idea of feeling like we're aware that we're being fucked over somehow.
Yes, we're woke.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that you're fucking me over, man. I know it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch more videos that prove it.
Yeah, I've seen the gas prices, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, you were saying the algorithm.
The algorithm just learns what you spend more time on, because the way they get paid is you looking at the screen. The more you look at the screen, the more they get paid. So they design so that they design the algorithms to keep you looking at shit more. So if you're going down a psychotic path, the YouTube algorithm, not by any purposeful doing, is multiplying your psychotic mind, because it's just leading you to more of these videos that it knows you're going to be consumed with.
Do you know all the
It's never going to try and break your
theories?
cycle, because then you're just going to jump off YouTube.
Yeah.
Why would it do that?
You never jump off. Do you know like you'll see these people developing new AIs and they can like, hello, how are you? And communicate with us and have conversations. And
AI is way scarier than we think.
Yeah, you look at comment sections and people like, we need to stop now. It's just a matter of time. We've seen the movies. Why are we still doing this? Dude, maybe we don't even know, but maybe these algorithms that we're looking at are already the first step. We're expecting physical hardwired robots, but
Not at
for
all.
all we know, the internet itself could be a consciousness in itself.
It's going to be Eagle Eye. That sort of AI that fucks us up. Eagle Eye that can control traffic lights and stuff. Like it becomes sentient and starts controlling other things. But
Fuck that. Cook Street or Road?
Cook Road. So
Do you want to get some more beer?
beer.
We should look at
We
Jimmy
need more
Brings.
beer.
Jimmy Brings. We should look at Jimmy.
to our house.
Please continue.
Where
We
was
want
I?
beer, right?
Beer.
Stella,
No.
Great Northern,
Nope.
Brookvale Union, ginger beer,
Nope.
nice but no.
Nope.
Pure Blonde, VB,
Ah.
Great Northern.
Forget about it.
4X Gold. Ooh, what do we got?
No thanks.
$37 for a 12 pack. You're not into it? Hollandia,
Hollandia I could do.
Heineken, no.
It's Dutch. Heineken's Dutch too, but it's no good. Baby vomit.
Do you want to
Don't
get?
do it to
Do you want to
yourselves.
get? Do you want to get a 6-pack of Hollandia?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, do it.
Now, what was I going on about? I was going down a rabbit hole of
about
something.
Splecken.
Algorithms. Oh, AI.
Yep, I'm
So-
listening.
Yeah, we don't even realize how scary AI is, and it's basically it's just learning things, and it knows far too much about everything because it can learn all these algorithms. So it is basically the first step. What you were saying, algorithms are the first step of this. It is because apparently people have interviewed like Google techs or YouTube techs, which are Google techs now because Google bought YouTube. They're interviewing these techs that create these algorithms, and they're like, oh, but so they do these tests, and they're like, I look up cat videos, and then they just let it go down a flow of suggested videos, and they're like, why does it always end up with destructive things? And the techs that designed the algorithms like, oh, we're not too sure. We don't know what it's doing. So they've created a thing that self-learns so that they don't even know why it does certain things.
That's its own consciousness. In a
They
way.
can't even explain why it goes certain ways. So they've written something so complex that can just run away in a direction where they're like, I don't know.
They'd have to create
It's
another
super
computer.
scary.
They'd have to create another system just to figure out why that system does that. And then those
And
two
then that
systems
one will be
meet
even
up.
more sentient.
Let's fuck them up. Dude, Hollandia is out of stock apparently.
Ah, of course.
All right, let's. So
We're not gonna get more beer.
we're not going to get any other beer other than. What about craft beer?
We don't want craft beer.
Yeah, no, that's fucking gross. Dude,
I don't want
dude,
craft
how
beer.
gross
There's a
is-
German beer
how
drinker.
gross is fucking pale ale, man?
All right, let's just figure out how we're gonna get more beers. We could probably finish it there. We're probably nearly an hour.
Yeah.
So let's just figure out
Do you
beers.
think this story has been as? It's probably not been as interesting, but I mean, a podcast.
It's
is
been
a
very
podcast.
interesting. Start Googling and YouTubing some AI stuff. You'll get lost in it. It'll take you down a rabbit hole of AI powered by the AI algorithms.
Do
It's
it.
going to take you down the rabbit hole it wants you to go down. So after you've watched all these videos on AI, how do you know that's even what is real? Or is that what the AI wants you to see?
Ooh, do you want some Baileys?
Break the ice.
Dude,
All right, we're going to
Malibu.
finish it up.
Dude, hold on.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Joel, over to you.
What we can do, guys, is we can get a bottle of Malibu. We can get some coconut milk and some pineapples sent to us from like a Woolworths Uber Eats, and we can make fucking if you like pina colada or getting caught in the rain. If you like hanging out at midnight and showing a pussy all night.
Oh yeah, I like it when
All right. That's enough now.
Anyways.
Everybody, thank you for listening.
En voilà le confirmé crevé splacken.
Please like and subscribe.
Oh!
I do that every time.
Do it one more time.
Please like and subscribe.
Swag winning.